a beautiful cargo port with its very own cargo trade terminal. We've got this port servicing our entire industry. It goes from our forestry industry over to our other cargo terminal over here. And we also have this much improved highway rail connection line going on here. We have some really nice bridges that I'm digging. This road makes a little bit more sense now. It doesn't just go to nowhere. We have a train line that kind of makes sense, a highway that makes sense over here. Slow and steady improvements are making this a much more realistic and a much more good looking build. I mean, just look at this. We're starting to really expand. It's looking really, really dope. I am loving it. But guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes. Today's gonna be a fun one because we are going to be doing a pretty big thing. We're going to be adding a ginormous port over here, and I'm really excited about that. Before we do that though, we need to make a really big fix. Something I noticed off camera. Basically, these trams, when you have a large group of people here, the tram literally, it does this, watch. So it comes up to the intersection, it does a weird turning maneuver, everyone gets on it, then the tram disappears and everyone gets off and waits for the next one. It is super, super, super frustrating. It will happen over and over and over again. I've noticed it in multiple spots. So I did a little bit of digging and I found a pretty easy solution. Unfortunately, that's just kind of like the way that it is, which is dumb. But the main solution is to have the stop a little bit farther down from the intersection. So we're gonna put it right here. I'm gonna pause the game real quick and then we're gonna move this to right here. So we'll have to come into our tram line. I believe it's this one. Yep. And then we're just gonna move it if we can. Is this a bus or a tram? I put a bus here. That's funny. Oh no. Easy fix. So we're just gonna bring this back a little bit. We're gonna place it here, come back into here, grab this and bring it there and see if this fixes it. So this tram is now coming down here. Everyone should be moving over to this other tram stop. Let's see if this works. Tram just went right by. That's phenomenal. Cool, cool, cool. Love to see that. Really, really nice. So we should have a tram coming around here. Let's wait for this to play out. Oh, and everyone's leaving the tram stop. I see. So there's nobody waiting there anymore. So I'm gonna do this to everywhere and then we're gonna come back and see if that fixes the problem. We honestly might need to just draw this out again. All right, so this should be fixed now. We're going to let this run for a bit and we're gonna visit it after we're done. And we're gonna double check to make sure that this works properly because we should be having like roughly, 3,000 people a month, but they're all just disappearing, which is awesome. All right, let's get into what we're actually doing today. Okay, let's get into what we're actually doing today. We're going to be building a port over here, and I'm super amped about this because I think it's going to be really important, and we get to play around with a few more mechanics in the game. So if we come in to, the first thing we have to do actually is we have to unlock it, which is fun. Okay, so let's just unlock it. 2 easy points, easy peasy. So we come into our water. We're going to do our cargo harbor today. We're not going to worry about our regular harbor. Maybe we'll do that at some point in the future, but now we're not going to. We're going to be really focusing on our cargo harbor. If we look, this is a good spot for a couple of reasons. The reason why we wanted to do a cargo harbor was because the cargo harbor we wanted to do a cargo rail hub over here as well. And we also would like a cargo harbor. Now the cargo harbor can be upgraded with the cargo rail as well, which means that this is a great spot to put the cargo harbor. That's kind of what's going on up here. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna place it down right here. And if we look, it actually fits right here. The only thing that it says that the only reason why it wouldn't fit is because it exceeds city limits. So we're actually gonna take these two tiles right here, purchase them, and now this fits right here, no questions asked, which is awesome. Because so I was thinking like, oh, maybe we'll do like another road out here. I swear to God, I spent half an hour trying to terraform this. By the end of it, all of this was underwater. It was I don't even know how, but it didn't work. And this is just so much easier. And honestly, once we place it, it will make sense why we would put it here and not put it on a side street anyway. So let's place it down. Perfect. Awesome. And now let's take a look at this thing. One, it's absolutely huge, which is super, super, super cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. But we don't need a second road on it because you would just these cars would just turn in here anyway. It's right by the bus stop. So if you worked over here, it kind of works out perfectly. This is a great spot for this. I mean, if we get to a point where it's starts to mess with traffic over here, then we can kind of cross that bridge when we deal with it or when we get there. But for now, I think that this is a really good spot. There are a few things that we need to do though over here. One, to make this operational, we need to get our medium seaport or our narrow, doesn't really matter. And we need to link these up, which means we need to buy another tile over here. So let's just do that right now. We'll buy one by one because I don't really want to buy these C tiles. I feel like that's kind of dumb. And this won't fit over here, which is awesome. So I need to buy one more tile. Ugh. So I'll probably buy this tile here. Reason being, if we're going to create a harbor, we'll probably put it on this side. And then we want to be close to these because this is where our pathway goes. We want to be pretty close to these anyway, right? So I think that makes sense. And now let's just connect them up. Perfect. So now we should be connected up to the harbor, which is really, really awesome. Now we're pretty much done over here. The one thing that I'm noticing right now is I want to put a bus stop right here. So we're going to just put that right here. Awesome. We're going to come into our line and we're going to drag a stop right there. Perfect, perfect, perfect. That way, if you want to ride the bus to the forest industry, now you can. Perfect. I don't know if people will be riding that, but it is what it is. The one thing that I really wanted to add here was I wanted to have a railway connection. It doesn't fit yet, so we have to do a little bit of terraforming, but I think that's going to be okay. And how we're going to do this is we're going to let's just place it down first and then let's do this after. So I'm going to grab this height and we're just going to bring it over a little bit just to about here for now. Perfect. And then we're going to upgrade this with our rail line. Cool, cool, cool. So how we're going to do this, because this rail line now needs to connect up to this rail that goes underground. And I think just building a bunch of tunnels for our rail is I just feel like that's kind of weird. And I don't know if that would be the most realistic thing in the entire world. So we're going to do things a little bit differently for now. The main one, actually, I'm thinking we're going to take this out because we're actually going to end up severing this connection. Just for now, we'll bring it back in the future. And then we're going to take our highway and we're going to delete these highway segments right here up to here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we're actually going to end up deleting our rail as well. Up to about here. Cool, cool, cool. So the reason why we're doing all of this is because I think it would make more sense to have our rail line connect up, or our cargo hub connect up to this rail line on the ground, and then have a bridge, have this highway segment bridge over the rail. I think that would make a little bit more sense in my head, at least. So that's what we're gonna do. With our contours on, I want to follow this level and see where we are. Okay, so we're right here and then down here. This is kind of in the ground, so I'm gonna delete this. Perfect. And we should be, yeah, perfect. We should be level now. And then let's just bring this, I'm going to bring this straight to about here for now. Yeah, perfect. And then we're going to come into our landscaping tool. We're going to do our slope terrain tool, and we're going to slope down from here over to here. So let's just take this height. We'll grab right here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then we'll just connect these two up super, super, super simply. Perfect. Just like that. Very, very easy slope. I actually didn't check what the slope was when we were going down, but it looks decent to me. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so then we need to connect up our cargo harbor now. So how we're gonna do this is with our continuous tool, we're gonna go into our two-way train track, but it's just a 1 because that's what this one is right here. Can we upgrade this? No, that's gonna be a good mod in the future. We're gonna come into our continuous track and we're gonna come straight out here, now continuous. And we're just gonna kind of come around here to about right around here. And on the other side, this is where we kind of make our turnaround. Perfect. And what I might do is we're gonna go into our landscaping tool again, grab a height that we want, like maybe right here. And we're gonna slope down to about here. Perfect. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. And then we'll come into our curve. Or come into a continuous, I guess. And then we curve right up into there just like that. And then from here, we do the same thing, but on the other side. So we'll come back into our landscaping tool. We'll come into our slope terrain tool, move this up to roughly 50. We're gonna grab this height right here, and then we're gonna start our descent from right here. Perfect, awesome. Look at that, man. Oh my God. And we just make our way straight up just like that. Perfect, perfect. I am gonna come in here really quick with our soften terrain tool, and I'm just gonna soften a little bit of this up to make it look a little bit nicer. We're gonna be doing this all over again, so we don't really have to worry because now we have to deal with our highways, but I just think that that looks slightly better around here. Okay, so with our highways, what we're going to do is I'm gonna come into our highways. We're gonna come into our 4-lane two-way, and we're gonna come up. Let me see. We might actually have to buy a few more tiles over on this side. So let's just do that right now. Let's grab these 3 tiles because now we have a little bit more space over here to work with. And let's come into our highways and we're just going to create a bridge segment, right? So if this comes here, we have our bridge over. I think we can get away with 10. So we're going to have a bridge segment right about here. And this didn't slope, did it? It sloped a little bit. So let's take it out and let's build it one more time. Perfect. Nice flat. I like that. I like the way that that looks. Cool, cool, cool. So then what we're going to do is, because if we were to just build this up, right, we just take this 4-lane highway, we turn the curve on, we come in here. That's not usually how things would be built as far as my limited understanding goes, right? If we just come down like here, it fits, it looks fine. What usually happens is, because that would cost a lot of money for bridges and stuff and pillars and all that kind of fun stuff, they kind of shift the terrain around a bit. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to grab our terrain and we're going to come up till we're about here. Perfect. I wonder, actually, can we grab this and level this? No, yeah, it didn't work like that. That's okay. So we will just we'll just shift up the terrain all the way around here. And then I'll take this and we'll level it out. We'll create like a little pad on either side. And the reason why we're doing this is because we're going to come into our road tool and we're just going to extend this out a bit until our incline is 0. -2, that works fine. And I would rather this be a straight road. We'll do the same thing right over here. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And now we can grab this terrain level. It'll be right here, I believe. And we can flatten this all out, all around the sides. And we'll do the same thing right over here. We'll grab this terrain level. And we'll flatten it all out. Perfect. So now both of these should be hopefully on the ground. And we can kind of slope down. So this one will be a little bit longer. So let's actually do this one first then. We'll go up to 50. We'll grab this terrain level and we'll come up here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And now let's connect these up. So we're gonna use our 4-lane two-way highway. We'll come in here. We'll grab this road right like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. And we do, yeah, cool, cool, cool. I think that looks really, really nice. And then we'll do the other side over here. So I think we'll come to about here. I want to see how far down is like a normal slope. Like, so I'd like to do like a 4 is kind of my goal here. So that's about here at this tree. So we'll grab our slope terrain tool. We'll start here and we'll make our way all the way down. Perfect. And we're gonna kind of go bigger than we need to, but that's okay. And then we'll grab here and we'll come all the way down to this tree, which is a nice 3.9. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And this side actually looks a little bit better, so we might redo this over here because I think that this is a little bit too high. Or maybe we can redraw. Yeah, that's what we might do. And now let's connect these two up. So these are our 2 lanes. So I think what we're gonna do is just extend this out just a bit, maybe about here. And we'll come into our complex curve mode in our 2-lane roads, and we'll bring this up. Perfect. Awesome. This one's a little bit more wonky than the other one, but it's fine. I think it's going to be fine. So I want to fix this. So let's take these out and let's just redraw it. Maybe we need to take this out as well, actually. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Look at that, man. That looks really cool. This has a much cooler kind of break, but I think it looks good. I think it looks good all around. So now we'll come into our soften terrain tool, and we're just gonna soften this out a bit, make it look a wee bit nicer over here. Like this area in particular. We're gonna kind of bring this all the way over. Perfect. We'll do the same thing on this side. Cool, cool, cool. A little bit steep over here, but I think that's fine. Okay, so the next thing that we have to do is reconnect this up right here. This one is a bit more complex, but I think we're gonna be okay. So if we come into our contours here, this is the same. Let's see. It's a little bit higher, not that much. This one's much, much, much higher. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this back, and we might have to rearrange some of our train lines over here, but that's okay. Honestly, I might just do that right now. I think we're gonna take out right here for now. And you'll see why in a minute. So then we're gonna come into our landscaping tool. I'm gonna come over into our level terrain tool. We're gonna go way down to 30. I'm gonna grab this terrain and kind of come out to about here. And we'll make a little pad over here. And then we're gonna do our our slope terrain tool. We're gonna turn this up to about 50, grab this, and then we're gonna come up. Perfect, just like that. Awesome. And then we're gonna take this road. It's a 4-lane road with median, and we're gonna come down and meet up over here. So let's just make sure that we have all of our nice little slopes all good to go. We'll come into our curved road tool. And we'll curve in just right like that. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Awesome. Look at that, dude. Look at it. And then we're gonna come into our train line, and we're gonna elevate over this guy right here. So we'll come over about here. Perfect. And then we're gonna connect these two up right around here. And actually, I think I'm gonna redraw this bridge because it looks pretty bad. And maybe what we'll do is honestly, we'll just kind of like level out a pad over here. Oh, on either side. And we'll play around with everything afterwards, so don't you even worry. Perfect. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then we'll probably have to bring this back. I think this will be fine. And now let's just see what our slopes are looking like. This is a 2.1. That's actually really not that bad. I think that's pretty cool. This is obviously going to be much more. It's a 4.2. Actually, that's not that bad either. But we're gonna take this out and we're gonna come up to about here. And now what we're going to do is I'm gonna take this level terrain tool and we're gonna bring it over to about here. And how close are we? We're actually very, very, very close. I think 10 meters up from this level is going to be what? We're like, how's that? That looks pretty good. I think we're gonna go one more. We're gonna come out here, and then we're gonna kind of do the same thing that we did on the other side. Or sorry, with our bridge over here. So we're gonna come in here. We'll use our continuous for now. We're gonna grab this guy right here. And then grab this. Really what I'm trying to do here is just to connect these up to be on the ground. So I think we're gonna redraw it because I think that makes a little bit more sense. Perfect. So now these are, or this one's not, which is fantastic. Perfect. So now these are both on the ground and we have a nice little bridge over here, which I think looks pretty cool. And then we're going to connect these up. So we'll grab our level terrain tool, our slope terrain tool. We'll grab this height and come right over here. Perfect. We'll do the same thing right about here. We'll grab this height and slope down. Awesome. And now let's come into our curved road tool and we shall connect these up. Perfect. Just like that. And we'll connect these up as well. Cool, cool, cool. Looking really, really nice over here. I like it. We are going to soften up around over here. We're not done, so I'm not going to do that all right now. The last thing that we need to do is we need to take this right here. So I'm actually, no, we're going to leave. Yeah, we're going to take this out. We're going to take this out as well. And what we might actually do is I shouldn't have taken out the last one. So we're going to come around, turn off all of our snapping. We're going to come around to about, and then we'll grab our landscaping tool and we're going to slope up to maybe about here. Perfect. Awesome. And now let's grab this and we'll do the same thing. I'm going to turn up snap to existing geometry, take this off. We're going to do angle. So we get that nice 180. Perfect. And this is going to give us a little bit of trouble, but I think that that's okay. All right, looking cool down here. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's come into our soften terrain tool. We'll soften all this up. Perfect. This area we definitely need to soften up. Cool, cool, cool. And now let's come back into our bus line because we ended up taking this out and we're gonna add a bus stop right here. Perfect. So that's why we took it out in the first place, right? Because we wanted to kind of fix all this. Now I want to come in here and how are our bridges looking? These are all 2-lane roads, eh? 4-lane one way, 4-lane one way, 4-lane one way, 4-lane one way. Because I think it would be pretty cool to do like a cool bridge over here. Maybe it wouldn't make sense, honestly. I'm very excited for that bridge DLC. That's going to be fun. We could use like this bridge, then this turns into a 4-lane median, the grand bridge. Yeah, so I think we'll leave it like this for now. I would love to do like a nice little bridge over here, but I think for now it's going to be okay. So the last few things that we have to do to this cargo harbor revolve around our transportation or our routes. Sorry. So let's come into our train and we need to make a cargo hub or our cargo route now. So we grab right over here, we come all the way over to our cargo right over here, and we come all the way back. And what I think we're actually going to do is I'm going to add lines to the outside connections. I don't know why we didn't do this before. Maybe it's not the most necessary thing in the entire world, but we're doing it. And we actually should probably do that with our passenger as well. So I'm going to grab right here, do the same thing. Perfect. And we'll do it all the way over here as well. I believe, oh, and then we have to do that with our ferries as well. So let's grab a cargo ship route tool and we'll come all the way out here and we'll just make a nice little route right like that. Perfect. So now things should be doing well over here. The last thing that I want to check is how are our streetcar stops looking? Let's come into our transportation, come into our streetcar or our trams. We have 4 passengers. That is not promising. It's what, 2 a.m. technically? So there's probably not a lot of riders right now. We probably have to wait a little bit. Yeah, we can kind of wait a little bit. That's totally fine. I'm noticing that these people are saying not enough customers. So they have very high taxes, which means they're probably going to go out of business at some point. They're not even level 2 yet, which is kind of crazy. We don't have a very high demand for our low density, and we have a demand for commercial, yet they're complaining about not enough customers. So I want to see, how is our citizen wealth? Our citizen wealth is actually not that great. It needs to be higher. And I think a direct way to increase that, like we have 0 office demand. If we look at our education, we have nobody nobody that's in college, which means that nobody that's making like a lot of money. We have poorly educated and educated. We don't have a lot of well-educated or highly educated, which means that we really need to focus on a college in the next episode, which is really, really, really exciting because I haven't done that yet and I would love to build a college. So that is what we're going to focus on in the next one because clearly it is starting to affect us a little bit. The other thing that I'm going to do is we're going to come over here into our rail yard, and if you see, we have a 9 out of 10 vehicles in use, which means that it is time to upgrade this with extra tracks. So that's what we're going to do, and now we have 15 vehicles in use. Perfect. Or vehicles that can be used, 9 out of 15 in total. I think that's going to work out really well. So let's just come in here and connect these up super, super fast as well. What I think we're going to do is I'm going to bring these out straight to about here. Same thing over here. And then we're going to connect these up like right here. Perfect. And we'll do the same thing right over here. Perfect. And we might as well connect these up too. I don't even know if we need to. But why not? Maybe a little bit ridiculous. Maybe. But I think it looks cool at the same time. So that's what we're going to do. Now, how is this looking? 97 or 87% efficiency. We are burning quite a bit of money, but that's okay. Yeah, we are burning quite a bit of money with this port, but eventually I think it's going to work out quite well. Now that we have this lumber or this forestry industry that's connected here and very, very close, I think that this is going to work out. I think it's going to work out quite nicely. We have this cargo train that is delivering goods, plastics out of the city, which is awesome, which means that profitability should go up. We do see quite a bit of industrial demand, but I think that that's okay. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty cool over here. I did want to upgrade the density in these areas, but I don't really think that we need to right now. We do have a very low demand for residential. So what I think we're going to do is, I'm noticing this building was abandoned, and it was because they had very spacious homes, walking distance, but they have a lack of entertainment. So if we come, let's look at our leisure. So our leisure over here is really bad. Oh my God, it's spring. Oh my God, that's so exciting. I hate winter. I hate it. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take this little guy out and we're gonna add a couple parks over here. Nothing too crazy. Just I feel like we should add just a couple of parks around here. We'll come into our small playgrounds and we're gonna build one right over here. We're gonna come into our small parks and we'll put one, let's see, we might end up taking out some homes for this park, but I think that that's gonna be okay. We're gonna put that there. Look at how everything is over here. I think that's pretty awesome. Townie McTown face is looking good. Let's go back into our playground. Let's add a little playground over here too. Cool. So that should help out these areas a little bit. Perfect. Awesome. The last thing I'm gonna do, you guys gave me a bunch of awesome suggestions for names and I'm super amped about it. Thank you so much. The best one by far was, because we have Townie McTown face over here, we should have Downtownie McDowntownie face, which I think is a really, really funny name. So we're gonna put that in. So now we got Downtownie McDowntownie face. We have Townie McTown face. There were a few other names that I actually did really like. So in our, like the next few cities that we're gonna build, we're gonna change things around, right? So this is just our downtown area. Up here, we're gonna name this something else completely. And then near like a larger lake, we're gonna name something there as well. I think that's gonna be really cool. Thanks for the suggestion. I actually really appreciate it. It makes, me feel like you guys are a part of the build as well, right? I hope that you feel the same thing. It's kind of nice. So I really appreciate all of the suggestions. I cannot wait. I wonder if, let's do this. Now we got Bodie McBoatface. I'm really hoping that he comes back and forth and he's just in our game forever, because I think that would be awesome. Oh, wow, that's tough, dude. We should probably add some railings here. And then the last thing that we need to do is we need to come over here and make sure that our streetcars are not disappearing. They don't need to be full. I don't know why they're not. Probably because it's 5 a.m., to be fair. But my main concern is that they don't despawn on us. And they're looking, it looks pretty good for now. I don't see like large clumps of people, so we can't really test it out. There was one over here when I was checking earlier. There's a few people right here. Probably because it's not rush hour. So let's let this play out a bit. And it looks like things are working. Things are making sense. Streetcars aren't disappearing. Buses aren't disappearing. That's huge, because that was something I was really, I was pretty stressed about, if I'm being honest with you. But it seems like things have kind of figured themselves out. We also have more customers in our buildings, which is odd. Don't know why. Maybe it's just as time these kind of figure themselves out. I know this tram is now exiting. Perfect. Awesome. 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 Cool. Guys, I think that is where we're going to leave it. A little bit of a shorter one today, but that's okay. And the next one, we're going to deal with our college, and hopefully that's going to help bring some more wealth into our downtown. And then I think that's where we're going to get our office and our high density demand, is that college. And I think this is my kind of idea. I think we're gonna put that college over here, because that would be a pretty cool view. Very close to the downtown. We have a possibility for a rail connection over here as well. I think that is going to be cool. And we're pretty close to the streetcar or the tram and the bus depot. So we'll be able to get buses over there as well. But guys, that is where we're gonna leave it. Thank you so much for watching. If you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section if you like Downtowny McTownface. I'm really sorry if I didn't use your name and I said I would. I apologize. I apologize. But guys, thanks so much for watching. Peace out.